Hello and welcome to another episode of Cooking with Colum. I'm Colum, I'm no chef, but I do like to cook and I hope you enjoy cooking with me. Today we're going to be doing sweet and sour chicken. It's a recipe was one of the first recipes we found when we started doing Slim World, and it's one of our favourites. It's stuck through the years that we've been doing the plan. So I'm going to show you guys it today. Sorry about the technical issues we've been having so far today. We've been trying to get it going on YouTube and Facebook. YouTube might work, Facebook is working, and if you're watching me now, awesome. Okay, let's go. So we're going to get started with the broccoli and get that steaming, and as soon as I get that into the pot, we're also going to get the rice on. Broccoli everywhere. So this will be pretty much the same as last week. Remember to get your knife sharpened before you start. I sharpened mine before the stream. And remove any leaves. You might like leaves in there, but not the biggest fan. But yeah, having a sharp knife makes going through these stalks and pretty much anything you're cutting so much easier, and typically prevents possible accidents, because one of the biggest issues you get with a blunt knife is slippage, and even a blunt knife that's slipped into your finger will probably do some serious damage, so watch out for that. Actually, I'm doing this all backwards. We should be doing the chicken first, because the chicken has to marinate. Sorry guys, it's been a long day, so let's get this moved aside. And we can finish that later, because we'll finish that while the chicken is soaking up all that marinade goodness. Ah, going well.
Going well.
One of them days. Okay. For this, I use 3 large breasts of chicken.
Not to be mistaken with 2 large breasts.
Not to be mistaken with 2 large breasts. I don't think you ever have that issue, Jay, do you?
I have my own, it's fine.
One thing you'll want is a bowl to stick the chicken in once it's been cut. And we'll get that marinade on it. Again, this knife has been freshly cut just before the stream.
Sharpened.
Yes, sharpened. This is the worst for me today. Just words and things.
You forgot how to mouth.
I forgot how to mouth. I forgot orders as well. I mean, I've done this dish a lot. But I think I'm just so used to getting the veg prepped and then getting the meat in on my other dishes.
Getting the meat in, eh?
Yep, getting the meat in. Again, if you don't like those veiny bits like me, just cut them out as you see them.
It's good protein.
Good protein. I don't like it. I'll add it to just your section. But, sorry, it's a bit tight today. Over there, I think.
Next bit of chicken.
Next bit of chicken. I like to dice them fairly small. There's some in my household that like large dices, or large diced breast. Namely my cameraman.
I'm just lazy.
Yes, to be fair, if you can't be bothered to cut them small, then cutting them large does save time. I'm not going to lie with how low this counter is. The temptation to cut them large is strong. But I shall persevere. I think when I ever have the money for my own studio, raised counters, being a tall man with low counters, is it sucks, as I'm sure you know.
Yes. Chicken is glistening.
Well, this chicken has actually thawed slowly in the fridge this time around, rather than last week where we had to quickly get it defrosted in some hot water, and we realised we'd forgotten to take it out. Oops. Slippery chicken. That's not another innuendo, is it? Like cranking the chicken, eh?
Yeah. Well, I quickly picked up on that one. And Natasha Huckle says hello.
Hello, Natasha Huckle. Thank you for joining the stream today. If you're cooking along with me today, do let me know. I don't think I've actually had someone cook along yet, but it'll be fun to know who the first person is. Or if someone has and they're watching and I didn't know, apologies, let me know. And I'll correct my mental record. This lovely apron you see today was kindly donated to me by one of our live studio audience. Make it sound so much bigger. So thank you very much, Coral. It is all of the awesome. Bit of gristly bits. You don't want the gristly bits. I mean, unless you really, really want to add a bit of fat to your meal.
Yeah. Get your money's worth.
The idea is to remove as much visible fat as possible, but we get fairly lean breasts. Yeah, these ones might be slightly larger than the rest. My back is starting to feel the pain. Okay. Just going to get rid of these, as per usual. Get my hands washed, because after handling raw meat, you should always wash your hands.
Not saying anything.
Sorry?
Not saying anything.
You should just wash your hands in general, Jay, you thirsty bugger.
Yeah.
And then your mouth.
Yeah.
Don't think there's a lot I can do about your mind.
People have tried.
People have tried. Okay, now we're going to get the marinade in, which is fairly simple. It uses the light soy sauce. This is this one. Salt and pepper. And garlic. Oh, I'm getting things mixed up again. I actually did spring onions for them. All my veg and stuff's getting mixed around today. So we'll get these in first because we can add the spring onions afterwards, so that's no problem. Garlic and the salt and pepper are pretty much poor taste. And we like our garlic.
We do like our garlic.
We do like our garlic. But yes, this actually works out doing it this way because we've got less time on the stream than we would normally to marinate the chicken.
Smell that garlic, it's good.
It's good.
It's making me hungry even though I'm really full already.
Normally you marinate the the chicken, for at least half an hour, and if possible 24 hours. But as it is, it's going to be a bit less than that because once we've got the rest of the veg prep done, it's going to go on. But doing this first, then adding the spring onions means the main part of the marinade sauce has a chance to work. That's why I realise I'm using the right one. Cool. This uses 3 tablespoons of light soy sauce. Any brand will do, we've used many. So just pick your favourite. Okay, all lovely jubbly. Now you'll be using the tablespoon measure again later when measuring the main spices that go into the sauce. So keep that aside, don't throw it in your sink or wash basin yet. But do give your chicken
a good rub.
It's going to make a good mix.
Okay.
No cranking the chicken today, Jay.
Okay.
But mix that in good. Mix it in good. Then pass it to your cameraman and stick into a fridge. There you go.
Oh, that one don't work anymore.
Yep. Last time we did this, we had enough fridge just behind the cameraman. This week, we do not. Okay. So,
on a side note, if anyone wants to buy a fridge,
if anyone would like to buy a fridge, let us know.
It's a fridge freezer if it helps.
fridge freezer.
It is a fridge freezer.
Combo.
Okay. So, the next important thing we need to do is the spring onions. So I'm just freeing up a bit of chopping board space here. Okay, I'm going to give these a quick wash. Because spring onions, like leeks, tend to hold on to the dirt Also a reason I tend to peel a bit of the outer layers off. Because these floppy bits, they don't add a lot of flavour. And they're some of the biggest offenders for keeping the dirt in. Break some of this off there. Nobody likes a floppy bit.
Nope, nobody does.
Okay, we use 4 spring onions for this. I'm just going to end the larger bits. And we, how far in on the white you go depends on how strong you like the flavour. There's some among us that don't quite like the oniony flavour so much, so I cut it fairly high. And then again, guiding with your knuckles when you're dicing something like this. You want to keep your fingertips, for the most part, tucked away from the blade edge. And then that is ready to go straight into the chicken.
Right in there.
Lovely jubbly. That just mixes in. It goes in with the marinade because it just adds that nice extra bit of flavour to it. And back in the fridge that goes where we do the rest of our prep. Now, I am going to get the rice on now because today, though I prefer using white rice, we're using brown rice today and that takes a bit of time to cook. Brown rice is better for you. So you're going to get some water boiled. Now, typical rule of thumb, half a cup per person who's eating gives you a decent portion, so we're going to put a cup and a half in. As soon as that's boiled, I'll throw that into the pot there. Won't get it on quite yet. So let's get back to chopping our broccoli up. So those diced bits I can throw straight into the pot now. Now, if you don't like broccoli, like some of my previous viewers, and possibly some of the people on stream today, you can switch it out for any veg you like. It's just decide. We like it with broccoli. Others clearly don't like broccoli. If you like cauliflower, throw it with that. It actually goes quite well with cauliflower. You can use mixed veg. Probably goes quite well with potatoes and butternut squash maybe. Spinach. You could use some spinach with it. Some of my audience members calling out there.
More meat.
You could just add more chicken. If you wanted to cook it with a different kind of chicken, different kind of meat, and if you give it a try, let me know how it goes, because I haven't actually made this with different meats. But I imagine it would go quite well with pork, because you can get sweet and sour with pork. Okay, that's nicely done. Put those in there. You want to array florets? No florets, go back in. Okay, and as with the broccoli last week, we're wanting to steam it, not boil it. So, put a little bit of water in to cover the bottom. Pop a lid on. Get the burner on. And basically leave that to go. Getting the upper burner on. And that's the rice going on. Probably need a bit more water. Okay. Now we're going to take a bit of time just to clean up here, because we're going to be doing the sauce in a moment. And I really like this mold because it's probably one of the simplest ones to make. It's very quick, very easy. Probably be one of my shortest streams, in fact. But it's delicious. It's very nice. And I mean, apart from the half an hour marinating time that you would normally take if you're cooking this yourself, it really doesn't take a lot of time to cook. Garlic out of the way. Some may be disappointed here. There's no more garlic going in this today.
Aww.
There we go.
Cleaning action.
Cleaning. Okay. So you're going to probably want a measuring jug because you want to first measure out 100 mils of passata, which leaves you with a curtain like this, a fair amount left over. Luckily for us, we use a lot of passata.
100% shots.
And that is about 100 mils. Now, into this goes the dark soy sauce, 1 tablespoon. The balsamic vinegar, 1 tablespoon. And trust me, these are important to the flavour. I have forgotten to add one or the other sometimes, or use light soy sauce when I haven't had any dark soy sauce, and it does affect how good it is. So making sure you get it this way round is fairly important. Then you're going to want to put 2 tablespoons of sweetener in. Again, useful having a double-ended tablespoon because I put the liquids there and the dry stuff there. That is it for the tablespoon measures. Now you're going to want to probably grab a half tablespoon measure. I'm trolling myself again. I pulled them out to get the tablespoon. I left them over here because you know I'm going to be using them. So yes, you want to get a half teaspoon measure because for the next spices you're using, one is going to be a Chinese spice, and that only uses half a teaspoon, whereas paprika is 1 teaspoon, but this just saves you using 2 measures. So, half teaspoon and that in there. And the Chinese spice is a big part of the flavour, and that half teaspoon really comes out in that. I mean, just putting it in now, you can really smell it. So you don't want to overdo it on the 5 spice.
Don't want no 6 spice.
You don't want no 6 spice. As the spice goes taught us, 5 spices is how it works. Okay, and then you just give that a bit of a mix. Oops, splashing sauce.
Escaping.
Want to be one of my streams, don't make a mess. Not making a mess where you cook, you're not doing it right. There we go, I've said that on all 3 streams now.
Catchphrase, tokened.
Yep. I have to get. If I didn't like this apron so much, I'd have to get another apron with it across it. Okay. Well then. Now, all that's left is to cook it. So, this week we are using, we've got a bit of veg in the frying pan, a shallow frying pan rather than the deep saute pan I've been using for the last couple of weeks. Give that a good bit of fry light on the bottom, or whichever particular type of low-cal cooking spray you wish to use. Get the burner on. Always works best when the pan's a bit heated. Let's get our chicken. I think we're going to be about 10 minutes, maybe 15 so far.
Whatever, I'm hungry.
So, your marinated chicken goes straight in. I tend to use a spatula that I used to mix it with, to cook it with, because again, saves some washing up a little bit. If you're not careful with some of these dishes, the washing up can build up. Anyone else got any comments while I'm just throwing this around? Quiet stream tonight.
Quiet stream.
Nice somber one. Got any somber thoughts for us, Jay?
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs.
Stay in school.
Stay. You're killing me, man. But yes, you basically want to you cook the chicken through. This isn't like last week where you can leave the chicken a little bit undercooked and it will finish off cooking in the oven.
Yeah, I feel like cooking the chicken. We don't want to get into that debate again about raw chicken.
No, we don't.
Say no to raw
Say
chicken.
no to raw chicken.
That's also 2 streams now.
I have 2 streams now, yeah. I like to cook the chicken through until all the sides are done before adding the sauce, because once you've added the sauce, it can be a little bit difficult to tell if the chicken's cooked.
Okay.
I believe the original instructions I saw for this recipe did say to add it fairly early in.
So we do have a question now.
Yes.
Natasha asks, she may have missed you saying, but what is the rule of thumb for rice to water ratio when cooking rice?
I believe it's meant to be something like to rice 2 times the amount of water, but I mostly just fill it up until it looks about 2 to 3 times the level of the rice, and mostly try and let it boil off, especially with brown rice where it takes a really long time to cook. I'm a bit bad on that, and I should really look it up. But that's mostly how I do my pasta and my rice. I just throw the water in. If it looks like it needs a bit more, I top it up.
So tip is eyeball it. That's pretty much what you're saying.
Honestly, most of my cooking I've eyeballed. Before I started this channel, my previous 2 recipes were just free-handed on the spices. And when I decided to make this channel, I decided that telling people to freehand it on the spices at least was probably not the best way to do things, because it made for inconsistent and different dishes each time. So I got the recipes down for the bolognese, and I got the spices and measurements down for the barbecue chicken, and to a point where I was happy with them before I started the stream. And having proper measurements and such is a good idea, but I would say with pasta, if I'm cooking dried pasta, I just try and make sure the pasta's covered, but with rice I try and make sure there's at least twice the amount of water. It really does absorb it, and you're going to be boiling quite a lot of that off as well. Okay, I'm not a chef, but I do enjoy cooking, and that's what I like to do.
That's good, because I do enjoy eating.
I haven't had many complaints from you on my cooking, so I think I'm doing a good job so far.
So far. We'll see.
Today we're joined by cameraman Nerd Matical, or Jay. I tend to use gamer names when I'm doing my gamer stream. I forget that when I'm doing this stream, I just use real names.
Real names.
And his address is no.
And Natasha says thank you.
No worries, I hope it helps. It's if you find that there's a better method that you employ yourself, or while trying to dry ice yourself, let me know. I am always happy to adapt, and I'm always open to advice and criticism. If you don't like the meals that I demonstrate, let me know. Can't please everyone. Okay, my chicken is looking fairly nicely whitened there, so I'm just going to leave that for a second.
Fairly nicely chickened.
Fairly nicely chickened. Say no to more chicken. The rice probably isn't going to be done in time for the end of the stream, but I will just test some.
Oh, that's not going to be done now.
No, but I'm giving it a quick test to see how not done it is. It works. But yeah, that's going to take a little while.
Yeah.
Brown rice, yeah.
Brown rice takes forever.
Now's a good time to add your sauce. Just pour that in all over. When pouring in sauces, I like to use a spatula because it just gets around the glass and gets you the most sauce out of that, so you're not wasting much. Do not recommend rinsing out and adding water to the dish because that will ruin the consistency. The chicken adds a fair bit of water to your mixture anyway.
There you go. Rose is giving you a little plug.
Yay! Thank you, Rose.
She says, if you're cooking alone, at home, or cook this recipe in the week, don't forget to hashtag I cooked with Colum.
Yes, that is a hashtag that Rose actually coined for me. And yeah, anyone who's cooking my stuff, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. So yes, we're now going to just let that cook off a little bit, because reducing the sauce actually adds more flavour to the chicken and makes for a better meal. There's one of those meals where the sauce itself it doesn't have a lot to it, and there's not a lot of content. So if you want to add more vegetables as a side, if you want to add more rice, anything that you want to put in addition to the meal, feel free. If you like a bit of bread on the side or Chinese crackers, go for it. We pretty much just have it sauce, rice and broccoli, and it's delicious. I really like how it goes with broccoli. I've had it without spring onions before. I've also had it with adding pineapple to it, and pineapple is really nice and does add some volume to it. But adding cooking pineapple adds in the stew meal if you're following something like Sling World. If you're not, knock yourself out. As with anything, I need to remind you all, I'm not endorsed, sponsored, or in any way paid by Slimming World to do this stuff. I just follow their plan. It's stuff I like to do. Always chat with any consultant or guide of any particular plan that you're on to make sure that what you're having fits in with your lifestyle, basically. Don't come screaming to me if it's not fitting in for any particular reason. I never said it would. But yes, that is looking gorgeous. Let's just check our broccoli. Sadly, this might be one of those ones I have to post a finished picture of after the rice is cooked sometime later, because I don't think people want to hang around for 20 minutes while the rice cooks. Okay, the broccoli is still a bit on the hard side as well. Maybe I should have thrown them both on before I did the chicken and the marinade.
Yeah.
Well, because I'm used to getting them on around the chickens chilling in the fridge, my timing's a little bit off. So I'm actually going to switch these two around. Because it would be nice to get a ditched version of this out. And I don't think we've been on the stream very long today.
About half hour.
Oh really? Already?
Yeah.
Wow. It feels like I'm on doing this for very long. So we're waiting for some stuff to do their magic. Anybody got any further questions from me? Any comments? Any suggestions? Perhaps what you would like to see in future weeks? Something you'd like to try out? Now's your chance to let me know. Now dance while that catches up and you guys can all hint. Like I normally do.
Have to wait for the catch up. And then wait for the pause between people's brains.
Yes.
Then,
question. Yes, I might have a question today. Next week, for those that might be wondering, I am actually going to attempt to make pumpkin pie. I have never done it before.
What?
Pumpkin pie.
I've never had that before.
Pumpkin
I'm
pie
excited.
is amazing, but it's going to be basically a Halloween special episode. And pumpkin pie is a nice full dessert, as they say in America. Goes well with Thanksgiving, goes well with Halloween. Good bit of cinnamon in it, It's
no idea what pumpkin tastes like, but you had me at pie.
It is one of my favourite desserts. It is so good that one of my other friends once tried it and bought us a load of tins to be able to make more going forward in the future. 12 tins. It is that good. So my wife is the one who's the expert at that in the family, but she's going to be showing me how to do it through the week. So there might be a couple of pumpkin pies in this household leading up to the stream.
Not complaining.
Yep, we've already got volunteers to eat testers. But yes, did we have any questions as I was monologuing there?
No.
No.
No
Okay.
questions today.
No questions today. Well, we've had a question today.
Well, I meant now.
Yes. Not in my I'm waiting for things to cook question segments.
Yeah.
Testing the rice again. Dropping it all over the floor. I think that's getting to edible.
Almost edible.
Could you ship that to the expert wife for review? I'll check out the broccoli. The expert rice tester.
I thought she was an expert at wives.
Well, she might be that as well.
Give it a couple minutes, then I'll be done.
Cool. In this case, I'm going to move the broccoli to the front burner. Give the sauce a bit of a stir. If you don't want your sauce to burn, might turn the sauce off now actually.
Ah. So Natasha says, "Oh, I was just talking to my husband about pumpkin yesterday. I've never tried it. I really want to give it a go. Looking forward to your recipe."
Excellent. We do use tinned pumpkin for the filling. It's just the easiest and smoothest thing to go into a pumpkin pie. You can make your own filling, but it is quite time consuming and a lot of effort goes into it. I believe that it involves roasting the fillings of the pie and pureeing it, and which would be great, but I don't have anything to puree it with. And having never done this before, I'm going to stick with the easy method this time.
Rose says, "Loving how your spatula matches your apron."
Aha, yes. It's how to joke a rose. But yes, if we filibust for a little bit longer, we might actually be able to plate this up today.
Mm.
I'll make sure that the sieve is indeed clean. I'm very prepared today. Very prepared, but
Very prepared.
but all muddled up. Getting everything in the wrong orders today. But it's okay because it's a live stream.
Happy little accidents.
Happy little accidents, yes. Nothing went drastically wrong, except for starting half an hour late and YouTube, I'm guessing, is still not working.
Was that accusing me of joking? Okay.
I can't check it from the back of the laptop.
It just
yet.
says unknown.
Okay, so yes, it's really annoying because I did test this earlier and it did stream to both. Fine. So, I'm not sure why it's not working now. I might just stick with using YouTube until I get, using Facebook. For the time being, because YouTube is just causing me issues.
Causing everyone issues.
Causing everyone issues. You know, Facebook's not a bad platform.
YouTube is for meme content only.
Broccoli's still a little on the hard side. Crank the broccoli.
That's not. That's not one.
That's not one, that's good.
That's not one.
Just gonna get my hands a quick wash. Yeah, as my streams progress, I should hopefully get better with timings. It's, I think last week's was mostly fluke and how well I did with timings in that one. This one, I think because of how short I cut the marinade, has completely thrown me today. But it's okay.
So Rose asks, "Do you cook with pork much?"
We do a herb crusted apple pork. I think it's a herb crusted apple pork. That's really nice.
Well, why is this? Why is this? Why is what?
We haven't actually made it for you yet.
No, you haven't.
Money. If anyone would like to sponsor us doing some pork recipes, you can just send me money.
God, you're gonna have a pig shop at your door. Like, here you go. Okay.
Hi pig. Yes, no live pigs, please. But yes, we also do, I think, like a apple mash and pork dish. Sometimes at Easter and Thanksgiving, we've done a gammon joint, which the wife's got a recipe for that, and that is amazing.
It will not stream well.
It will not stream well.
No,
because
not
it takes,
stream well.
Yeah, I'm not going to be making gammon on stream, but I might cook a gammon one day and eat it on stream. It is delicious. But other than that, I don't think we do cook with a lot of pork. I do love pork. We do bacon and the bacon and asparagus pesto. And it's also in the... There's no one we use bacon in, isn't there? Chicken supreme has bacon in it.
There's a couple of pasta dishes, yeah.
Yeah, there's another pasta dish we have.
Spinach and sage.
Spinach and sage, yeah. So yeah, I mean, in varying degrees we use pork. I'd like to use pork more in things, but it is a more expensive meat. Chicken's cheaper, so the vast majority of what I cook with happens to be chicken.
Chicken is nice.
Chicken is nice, and it absorbs flavours. It goes with a lot of things. It's like
it's nice texture.
It's the mushroom of the meat world. So you don't like mushrooms?
No, I don't like mushrooms. Why are you doing this to me?
The potato of the meat world. Potatoes absorb flavours.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to make a vegetarian curry, you most normally
potatoes. Yeah,
potatoes are great.
potatoes are great.
I do love a nice.
When are we doing a potato layer stream? I'm asking for a friend, not me.
I have been thinking of doing like a curry with potatoes, but I need a little more into it. And in fact, there is something called a. Let me find the name of it for you, because there is actually a stream I'm going to be doing. It's basically a potato burger.
Oh, okay.
And it's an Indian recipe. I've got two Indian colleagues who were talking about this because one of them went on a trip to India, came back, and the other was like, "Why didn't you bring this back?" Like, well, flying back from India, so. So I said, well, I might be able to actually make that. So I looked up a recipe for it, and it is called Vada Pav. And it's basically, the main recipe itself, it's basically, it's like a spiced mashed potato mix, squished in sort of burger shape, dipped in batter and then deep fried. I'm going to try and make it healthy. So I'm going to try and do it oven cooked. I'm going to try and do it using whole wheat flour and healthy extra measurements. I'm going to try and use cooking spray instead of oil. And I'm actually going to test it with them before I do it on the stream, but that is planned for a later date. And I'm quite excited to try that because it's something I've never done. That's one I will be visiting our local market for some of the ingredients. We've got some Sri Lankan shops in the Milton Keynes market, I believe, that carry a lot of the ingredients, they say. So, yeah, fingers crossed, that should make for a pretty decent stream.
Sounds amazing.
It does sound amazing, right?
Any veggie recipe on that.
How do you possibly
we'll let
see
you
me
know, when
petting
we
the
do
cat
the-
rose, you weirdo?
We'll let you know when we do the vegetable pasta bake. It's one of my favourites.
Yeah, definitely. I'll cook the pumpkin pie next week.
Ah, awesome. Okay, that is the rice is done. Woo! So, unfortunately, I don't have a very good colander, so this could be interesting.
Colander.
Not colander, sorry, sieve.
Ah.
If you use a colander of rice, then you end up with rice slipping through the holes. Okay, so you strain the water out. I managed to pretty much get that out without spilling it. Put that rice there. I'm hoping the broccoli's done. And we can get one plated up to show you guys. Yes, that broccoli is done. So, wifey, you're hungry, yeah?
Yeah.
You can have the first plate.
Okay, I'm not coming on camera.
Yes.
Sorry?
I'm not coming on camera.
No, that's fine. I'm just going to place it up for you. If you're happy with me doing that.
Alright.
Plates or both?
Plate.
Excellent. Plates look better. Okay. Quickly strained. In fact, I'm just going to move some of these about because there's a lot of hot things in front of me at the moment. I'm having things like this, a trestle, I believe it's called, to just pop your hot pans on, so you're not so cramped. It is a really good idea. You're having rice today, yes, son?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Get a spoon of that. Throw the chicken away there. Tragedy. No. Throwing chicken away all over the place. What am I doing? Just wasting chicken. Now, one of the things we try and do is make sure that the veg portion is roughly about the third of your plates. That's just how we do things. But that is the finished sweet and sour chicken dish. I'm going to pop that down there for the close-up cam.
There we go.
There we go. I'm going to get that to the hungry audience to give a try. Running away of cam.
Oh, stay on camera, you're streaming.
Take this to the hungry wife. I forget I've got a cameraman to do these things for me. And we'll see if we get a thumbs up. I expect a thumbs up. She likes this dish.
Yes, I do. So don't wait for me, just...
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm waiting for the cameraman to get back. Anyway, so that is the sweet and sour chicken. Any last remarks or comments before we go? If not,
Let's see.
let us see.
So Natasha said that looks amazing.
Yes, it is amazing.
Food looks good as well. No, that's me. I said that.
I know. You charmer.
Yeah.
And yeah, cool. Well, that's it for today. Nice, easy, quick recipe. Just remember to time the broccoli and rice so that it coincides with the sauce and it all comes out at the same time, unlike me, and you're good to go. We'll see you next week for that pumpkin pie, and hopefully that won't be an utter disaster. Catch you later, and thank you for watching.